Hello guys, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, depending on when you are watching this video. Now here's how these softwares work. For those of you who are asking how does the market structure analyzer work, so the market structure analyzer is two different versions. So I'm going to explain to you how these two different version works. Is that clear? The first version is the version 3. The indicator called the market structure um, indicator the indicator called the market structure indicator or software helps trader by automatically identifying key patterns and trends in the market across different time frame. It's like having a helpful assistant constantly looking at the chart for you. What this indicator is that it helps you watch 3 different time frame, take note of how price is moving, and take note of the patterns prices are making. Is that clear? So here's how it works in simple terms. 1. Looks at different time frame. Like I said earlier on, the indicator analyzes the market on 3 different time frame. That is at least 3 different time frame. A higher time frame, a middle time frame, and then a lower time frame. You can choose what these time frames are. That means when I show you the software, you can easily choose any of the time frame you prefer. Maybe you want to analyze your weekly, your daily, then probably your 4 hour for entry, right? You can decide to set it that way. Anyhow, but it must just be 3. Then this market analyze the 3, tell you the overall trend of the higher time frame, the middle time frame, then the lower time frame, which is going to serve as entry. It also tell you then it signals, it generates a signal or entry opportunities on that lower time frame. So number 2, it identifies swing points. It identifies the highs and the lows on the price chart. These swing points are important because they show where the market has reversed direction in the past, forming potential support and resistance level. The swing strength settings determines how prominent these swings need to be recognized. So it has a settings. If you want to adjust it, it's under the input parameters. You can just change it, but I prefer you leave it the way it is. That means the default settings there. Then 3, it determines the trend. Based on these swing points, the indicator figures out if the market is in an uptrend, which is bullish, a downtrend, which is bearish, or it's just moving sideways, which is ranging. So you can see the ability of the software, how it works on your chart, saving you from all those stressful analysis you would have been doing on your own. Then 4, it detects break of structure. That means when there's a break of structure, the indicator is able to detect it. Exactly. A break of structure happens when the price moves past a previous swing high in an uptrend or a previous swing low in a downtrend. For those of you who are in the mentorship class, you know all these things, we have covered them already. This suggests the existing trend in continuing. The indicator alerts you when there's a break of structure. That means when there's a break of structure, it sends a pop notification, a pop-up alert on your chart. Then it also sends a notification. Then 5, it identifies pullback. Are you getting it now? The indicator has the ability to identify pullback. Sometimes the price will be temporarily moves. Sometimes the price will temporarily move against the main trend before continuing in its original direction. Yes, when we say in trading, we say we have different we have the expansion phase, then we have the correction phase. So this correction phase, if the main trend, that means the overall trend, is bullish, that means it's going up. When it's making a pullback, this pullback can create other scenario on the lower time frame. So this indicator has the ability to detect if it is a pullback. So if your higher time frame is going bullish and then your lower time frame is indicating a bearish move. So it's just an indication that there is a pullback in the trend. Is that clear? That means it's telling you that what your higher time frame is doing is just a pullback. So that is why, which is called the correction phase. So this indicator has the ability to tell you when there is a pullback on the in the chart or on the market. The indicator identifies pullback especially when a lower time frame trend goes against a higher time frame trend, e.g., if the H4 is bullish but the H1 is temporarily bearish, that is a bullish pullback. Is that clear? If the H4 is bullish but the H1 is temporarily bearish, it's telling you that that is the H4 pullback. That is just I just explained, not quite long. So 6, it spots liquidity areas. That means where there's a liquidity, it's also identify liquidity. This is a more advanced concept. A liquidity sweep occurs when the price briefly moves beyond a significant high. That means buy side liquidity, which is BSL, or low or sell side liquidity, which is SSL, to collect pending orders. Liquidity, that is to collect pending order, that is take out some traders who probably put stop loss or put pending orders like stop limit, buy limit, and others. So this move takes them out before reversing it. Before reversing, it often sees as the market trying to trigger stop losses before moving in the real direction. The indicator flags this event. That means it tells you and it shows you that there is a possible there is a liquidity sweep, and it also tells you if it is a buy side or a sell side. 7, it calculates trade entry, stop loss, and take profit. Now, after it has analyzed both the trend, the liquidity, the break of structure, and everything, now it's now used all this information to figure out your entry point, your stop loss, and then your take profit. Based on all the analysis, trend, BOS, pullback, liquidity, sweeps, the indicator suggests potential entry level, where to buy or sell, stop loss levels, where to exit if the trade goes wrong, and take profit levels, where to close the trade for profit. Are you getting it now? Then it has confidence. It even tells you how confident the signal is. A confirmed signal means the entry level is near a strong support or resistance, or liquidity sweep has cleared the way, making the setup more reliable. For unconfirmed signal, it aims for smaller, safer profit. That means if these signals are not confirmed, then it even give you, let's say, for instance, it gives you an entry, but it didn't confirm if there is a clear of liquidity and other command imputed into it. It will just give you a minimum. It will calculate a safer place for your entry and exit point if it then needs to just publish all this. Then 8, displays a dashboard and sends alert. Now, all this information is neatly presented on a dashboard directly on your chart, showing the status for each time frame. Plus, you can set it up to send you alerts. That means send and push notification to your phone. The indicator has an ability to send message to your phone. Now, if you want these things, maybe for those who don't have laptop or a computer, then you are interested in the software. What you are going to do is that you are going to get a VPS. So you subscribe for a VPS. When you subscribe for a VPS, you are going to be given some login details from the VPS agent. So once this VPS agent gives you these login details, you are going to download a particular app on your mobile phone to store or log in those details. When you log in, now it gives your mobile phone that computer interface, and it gives you that opportunity whereby you can install this software on that VPS. Then it's going to be sending alert when there is probably an entry, or it's going to be sending it right on your message once your data is on. So this has nothing to do with you always being on your laptop every time. Are you getting it now? All you just need is a possible entry and then exit, and then it's going to analyze it on its own. While you are busy doing other things, the software is busy analyzing the market, and whenever it gets a good entry signal, It's going to send an information to you. It's going to pop up on your mobile phone that there's a so and so entry. Probably also pair, tell you the pair, and then you can just log in and check. Then you can then enter your trade through that means. Is that clear? So it's not necessarily you have a laptop before you be able to get this version. Now I'm going to show you how this version 3 looks like on the chart before we go to the second version um properly. So here is my chart. This is there was a trade I started. Okay, good. This is the version 3.5, right? This is the I'm sorry, this is the version 3. Now you can see that on this version 3 it gives a sell signal, right? A sell stop signal, which I entered, is currently on right now. The reason is because it has calculated, it saw that the higher time frame was bearish. There was a bearish BOS, though currently it looks like it's ranging. There's a bearish BOS. The H1 also has a bearish BOS, also is ranging. While the entry signal, the time frame for entry, which is 15 minutes, was also bearish, and then there was a break of structure, which is also bearish. So before then, it gives this signal. Then it's telling me it's confirmed. Though there was no liquidity sweep, it didn't talk about liquidity sweep. Neither does it talk about pullback. So the confidence level, it has calculated it and give me the details, right? So this is how the version 3 is. Is that clear? So let's go to the other version, which is the second version. I'll explain right away. Now the second version, which is version 3.5, version 3.5, this is it. The version 3.5, this market structure, they almost have everything similar, but I'm going to tell you where the difference are. This market structure analyzer indicator is designed to help traders identify potential trading opportunity by analyzing price movement across 3 different time frames: a higher time frame, a middle time frame, and a lower time frame. It aims to find alignment in market structure and generate trading signals with defined entry, stop loss, and then take profit levels. So here is how it works. 1. Multi-Timeframe Analysis. It also has ability to monitor the 3 time frame, but in this case it's a bit different from what the other version 3 does. Now the core of this indicator is its ability to look at the market from 3 perspectives simultaneously. You can set it to any, like I told you earlier on, you can set it to any time frame of your choice. Then 2, what it analyzes the market structure. That means it analyzes when there's a bullish market, a bearish market, there's a break of structure, and every other necessary information regarding the structure of the market on all these time frames you've inserted in it. For each of these time frames, the indicator constantly check for trend status, right? If it is bullish or bearish, break of structure. If there's a break of structure which is bearish or also bullish, then it also check for pullback, which I explained just like what the other time frame does. Then it also check for liquidity too. Are you getting it now? This also check for liquidity sweep too. Then as we proceed, now talking about that liquidity, it also tells you when price briefly moves above high, that is buy side liquidity. Then when price quickly briefly move below and come back, then that one is sell side liquidity, right? So how it generates signals. Now this is where a little bit different between this one and the other one. The indicator goal is to find a master signal by looking for alignment across these 3 time frame, along with specific market structure events on the lower time frame. Here is the basic logic for buy signal. HTF is bullish. That means if it's going to give you a buy signal or probably a buy stop, whatever signal it's going to give you, HTF is bullish. That means the higher time frame is bullish. MTF is bullish or showing a bullish pullback. This means the MTF is either confirming the HTF. That means the middle time frame is confirming the higher time frame trend, or is in a temporary dip within the HTF uptrend. So it's going to check. Hope this reversal or this pullback or this trend on the MTF, which is the middle time frame, hope is in line with what the higher time frame is doing. Even though it's on pullback, hope is still is in line. It does not go below the swing point of the higher time frame. So it's going to check all those info before it gives you any signal. Then thirdly, on the lower time frame, it looks for two specific conditions: bullish break of structure, price break above a recent high, suggesting the pullback is over and the uptrend is resuming. If this happens, it looks for a buy stop and order placed above the current high to be executed if the price reaches it at the recent lower time frame. That means if the higher time frame and the medium time frame now aligns, the last point of entry is the lower time frame. So it's going to be looking for an opportunity in the lower time frame. Let's say the lower time frame was a moving bearish before, which was against the higher time frame and the medium time frame. Immediately there is a price break above this point, which signals that it has aligned with all the the two time frame. Now it's going to give you either a sell stop or a buy stop signal, telling you that you see this point where price is now, place your buy limit here or sell limit, whichever is the case. So when price trigger it, it's going to continue buying, right? So that is how this one is going to give you its own signal, unlike the other one that gives you signal on different time frame and give you different options. So I'm going to also explain to you how to use both of them. So SSL, so it's also going to check sell side liquidity sweep. Price briefly drops below a recent low, collecting liquidity, and then moves back up. If this happens, it looks for a buy limit order, an order placed below the current price to be executed if the price drops to it at the recent LTF, that means recent low time frame, with the SL at a previous lower time frame low. You see now, it is not going to be using the higher time frame swing point as your stop loss. It's going to be using that same lower time frame for your stop loss, so that whatever you're going to be losing won't be too much. Exactly. A similar inverted logic applies for sell signals. Exactly. So for safety check and take profit calculation, before confirming a signal, the indicator performs several checks. Minimum risk to reward. It makes sure that the potential take profit is significantly larger than the potential loss. You see now, it makes sure that profit that you are going to get is going to be much based on your settings. That means if you are using 1.2, now this very indicator, this version 3.5 has a space whereby you can modify the risk to reward. So on default, it should be 1.2. So what I normally do or what I normally use is 1. Exactly. The aim is to make profit, not just in as much as the profit are consistent, there's no problem. So I use 1. So it's going to check if the profit risk to reward is more than 1, like I've set in my indicators and parameter. It's going to trigger the signal, right? Then it's going to set everything as expected. Proximity to high time frame levels. It avoids generating signal too close to major support and resistance levels on the higher time frame or medium time frame. This is a safety check to prevent entering a trade right into a strong barrier where price might reverse. Now let's say you notice that there is a strong support resistance in your H1 or in your H4 if you are using the H4 H1 settings, and it gets a signal around these zones, it's going to ignore that signal. So it wouldn't want you to enter a signal whereby after a little move then it reverses immediately. So this one is going to check all that parameters strictly before approving any signal. Take profit levels. The indicator intelligently calculates the take profit. It identifies significant key levels, support and resistance across all 3 time frames. It prioritizes those levels from the higher time frame first, then MTF, that means higher time frame, then medium time frame, then lower time frame, looking for the next logical support and resistance level in the direction of the trade to place the take profit. So if though there's an entry level, it's going to make sure that before it's going to give that entry level, all these are broken out. Price has securely or successfully break out from these zones before it's talk of giving signals and then areas of take profit as well. Then 5, signals management and alert. Signal management. Then signal status. Once a potential signal is identified and passes all safety check, it becomes confirmed. If the conditions changes, e.g. HTF trend shift the signal because too old, HTF, like inside time frame trend shift, the signal becomes too old, or the lower time frame structure breaks against the signal, it becomes invalidated. So it, before the alert pops up, all this will also be checked. Exactly. Then stillness. A confirmed signal has a limited lifespan. If it is not triggered within that time, it is invalidated. That means immediately the signal comes up, this one use 30 minutes. You can increase the time, right? You can increase the minutes, but the default settings is 30 minutes. Immediately everything is confirmed and pop up the signal, there's going to be a countdown on the dashboard. So once that 30 minutes elapsed and the signal didn't trigger, it will cancel the trade immediately. Exactly, it will cancel the trade immediately. Then point 3, alert and notification. When a master signal is confirmed, the indicator can send you sound alert and push notification to your phone if enabled, including the entry, SL and TP levels. That means it's going to pop, just like I told you that you don't need a laptop, or you don't have to be on your laptop all the time if you have access to VPS. So once you set this on your mobile phone, your data should be on, and then everything, the rest issues will be taken care of. Dashboard. A visual dashboard is displayed on your chart, showing the current status of the market structure for each time frame, trend, BOS, pullback, liquidity, and the details of the activity. So this is all about how this version 3.5 work. Now the version 3.5 is a bit strict, right? Now you can see, let me take you back to the chart. Okay, maybe I'll be closing those trades very soon if it doesn't get to TP. So this is the version 3.5 right on the screen here. You can see it doesn't give you any signal. Now it's telling us that from the top here, it's telling us that the HF, that's the higher time frame, is ranging, so no signal, right? There's no any details, but it tells us, if you check, it allows us to know that there's a bearish break of structure at that point. Then in the lower time frame, now it's telling us that liquidity has been swept, which is this lower point. Anytime price goes, it's telling us that SSL, liquidity has been swept at that point, right? So the only thing hindering it from not giving signal now is probably because of the higher time frame that is ranging, and then probably some internal check is doing on its own. So while this one is taking time to give you signals, because it's going to make sure that it assesses the chart very well, right? It's going to assess the chart thoroughly. Everything is in place before it gives you any signal. That is what this 3.5 does. Then the other one, which is the version 3, will give you different signals on different time frame. If the H4 is not giving you signal, H1 is not giving you signal, you get signal from here. So those who are using this version 3 probably must have gained opportunity of entry long while you are still waiting, or in fact you can wait the whole day while you didn't get a signal on a particular pair. Those using the version 3 must have seen 1 or 2 signals to get, but whatever be the case, when the version 3.5 gives signals, it's always it has high potential, because it's going to scale through many procedures before it's going to be given out, or before the indicator alerts you on any signal. Exactly, it's going to check thoroughly. It's going to assess everything thoroughly, make sure everything is in place before it gives you signal. Now let's go to the input. Now under this input, Under this input, you can change any time frame. Like if I decide to change this time frame to H4, H5, whatever I want to do, that is the higher time frame. The medium time frame, I can change it. Then my entry time frame, I can also reduce it or increase it. Exactly. Then if you are approved the dashboard to show, it's going to be true. This is the swing point you are going to calculate. Leave it on 5. Then the dashboard placement, leave it on 0. Leave the dashboard position, that is the y-axis and the x-axis, don't touch it. Then if you want it to always send you, if you are using what is it called? If you are using VPS, you are going to allow these signals. That means you are going to let it on. Exactly. So once you allow it, anytime there's signal, you take it. But after taking the signal, you can put it off. But make sure you remember to put it on for another signal again. Exactly. Then the countdown, that means every 1 minute is going to be popping up signals on your mobile phone or your chat, telling you that there's an opportunity on any of these time frame. Exactly. So this is the version 3. Now, the version 3.5, this has a bit tweak in it. Now, the tweak here is that despite the fact that the time frame and everything are the same thing, when you come down to maximum risk to reward, you can see it's on 1. That means I'm using ratio 1 as my risk to reward. Then avoid signals between pips of HTF. That means any signals that is within the support and resistance of the higher time frame, you should avoid it. It's set to 15, right? That means 15 pips around that zone. You should avoid it. Then lastly, this is the countdown signal that either validate or invalidate your entry. Once there's a signal, let's say give you a sell stop. Now you can see it's on 30. Within 30 minutes, if that signal didn't hit my entry to continue, it's going to invalidate that signal. So you can increase it to yours. You can increase yours to 60. Are you getting? You can increase it to 60. Probably you are sure that the signal is going to trigger, so you can increase it to 60. Then if you are also if you are using VPS, you make sure this enable sound alert and enable push notification is true. So every 3 minutes is going to be popping up and informing you that there's a signal on this time frame, this particular pair. Probably maybe you are yet to know. So that is that about the version 3 and the version 3.5. Exactly. The version 3 and version 3.5. That is all about them. So you can see that this version 3.5 has a master signal. You can see it here, master signal, which is only one. There is no any other signal. Any signal that pops up here is the combination of the information from these 3 time frame that is going to give you. Why the other one can give you individually, right? It can give you individual time frame, but make sure that if the last one, like I said earlier on, if your 15 minutes is giving you an entry, make sure that it's aligning with the break of structure, if not the trend, at least the break of structure of your higher time frame and your middle time frame, so that it shows that price is really on a dip. That's why I took this trade. You can see it. That is why I took this trade. I'm going to close it very soon, even though price doesn't get to the TP. So then here you have nothing to do until there is a signal. You can't modify anything. Likewise on it's both on either you are a forex trader, you are a synthetic trader. This has nothing to do with maybe a particular pair. It is widely used. Now, what is not in the written info? It is licensed. Now, when you check here, you see that it's going to tell you license expires 2027-06-06. So it is a licensed software. Exactly, it's a licensed software. So I advise you, when you get it, make sure you use it for your own good, and then make profit before probably even deciding on what to do next. So my WhatsApp number is what is at the top, 0 +234 91 32145098. So that is my WhatsApp number. You can chat me on that. Exactly. So I think I've answered all the questions. If you still have any, you can ask me. So the difference is that the version 3.5 analyzes the chart thoroughly before it gives signals. It analyzes the chart thoroughly before it gives signal. Why the version 3 will give you based on the particular time frame. It's still analyzing the 3 time frame, but it will give you based on what their particular time frame is. Now, in your own way of making things more better, make sure if it is on H1, it gives you the entry. Make sure your H1 trend aligns with your H4, or depending on any time frame you have inserted as your highest time frame. Make sure it aligns so that the trade will have high probability of going towards your direction before reversing. That is if you're using the version 3. Is that clear? So it's going to analyze, then it's going to give you all the necessary details, the sweep liquidity and everything. So yours is just to look at the entries and the signal it gives you, apply them. Then when it comes to risk management, it has done its own part. Yours is to make sure you don't use too much lot size, so that if peradventure there is a twist in the trend at the time you entered, you won't get hot, or you won't get taken out unaware, or probably it won't crash your account. Exactly. So this has nothing to do I have laptop or I don't have laptop, but mind you, before you get that VPS is a paid stuff. So you're going to subscribe. I have an agent who normally subscribe. So if you're interested, you can let me know. So once you pay, and he will send you all the details, then I'll teach you how to install this on that VPS. Then it will be signaling, it will be sending you alert. But make sure you choose your best peers, and the ones your peers that are good for you or you understand very well, and then make sure it the one that takes little. If probably you don't have enough equity, takes little. So this, you don't have to pay anybody for signal, because those you are paying, definitely they are using something to analyze the chart. It's not every time they will be sitting on the chart, right? So this one will do that for you. So that is all. Thanks for watching, and see you later.